Hey everybody, this is Barman Jake here, and today I I do want to take this time to talk about today's date. At this time, this video is has started recording at 7:30 a.m. on Thursday, September 11th, 2025. And yeah, the moment that I mentioned those two numbers, 9 and 11, a lot of you will probably now know what I'm going to be talking about. And for those of you who don't, that's what I'm here to talk about. And do keep in mind this is going to be talking about a pretty dark topic here, so if you do not wish to know or don't want to listen to what I have to say, it's it's best to leave this video now, because there definitely is going to be the mention of death. So the date that I'm talking about, September 11th, is is definitely a dark day that has been edged in American history. It is truly one of the darkest days in American history. So what September 11th means that on this day 24 years ago, all the way back in 2001, a a group of terrorists who went by the name of Al Qaeda decided to coordinate massive terrorist attacks on the United States. So, a combined total of, if I remember correctly, it would be, I think, somewhere under 20 terrorists all coordinated together to hijack four commercial airliners and take those commercial airliners and turn them into missiles. All four of them had intended targets. Three out of the four of them did hit their targets. And all those flights were American Airlines Flight 11, United Airlines Flight 175, American Airlines Flight 77, and United Airlines Flight 93. Flight 11 and Flight 175 um, both hit their targets. The first being Flight 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center complex at 8:46 a.m. and just 17 minutes later at 9:03 a.m. Flight 175 hit its target, being the South Tower. Then at, I believe, 9:37 a.m., Flight 77 crashed into the Pentagon, which is the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense, located in Arlington County, Virginia, and the World Trade Center tower is located within Lower Manhattan of New York City. And Flight 93, well, Flight 93 never got to its target. And investigators, well, they were trying to figure out what the target of Flight 93 was going to be, and they believed that Flight 93 was either going to hit the U.S. Capitol building or the White House, but they just didn't know for sure, and probably even still today they still don't know what the target was. So the reason why Flight 93 never hit the target was because during the time of which both the Pentagon and the Twin Towers were burning, the passengers and flight crew aboard Flight 93 knew what was going on, and what they decided was that they were all going to collectively come together in a revolt against the terrorists who were piloting the plane at that time. So as the revolt was happening, the terrorists decided to just simply just dive bomb the plane straight down to the ground, crashing in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania at 10:03 a.m. So so yeah, that's pretty much the general aspect of what happened. And for someone like me, during the time that the attacks happened, because remember, this was all the way back in 2001. I, I was only just 9 years old when this happened. And it was just far enough back that I don't actually remember seeing it happen live on TV. And I don't know exactly when I start to know when it happened or what happened, but but when going back and seeing the photos and the videos of when it happened, and looking at past news broadcasts when the attacks happened, because when the North Tower got hit at the beginning, there was only like one camera angle that caught the plane going into the North Tower. There was only just one. But then but then when the South Tower got hit, yeah, quite literally the entire world saw the second plane go into the South Tower. And really, at first, when the first plane hit, everyone, or a lot of people, were just assuming that it could just may have been an accident, that maybe the plane was just flying a little too low. But then once the South Tower got hit, that's when pretty much everyone knew that this was no longer just an accident, that this was a full blown attack. Because again, there were camera angles like practically everywhere in Lower Manhattan when the South Tower got hit, and there had only been one piece of footage, I guess if you want to call it that, of when the Pentagon got hit, which was just really nothing more than three photos taken side by side from a security camera near the area of which where the Pentagon got hit. Cause like you really couldn't be able to see the plane as it hit. But for all those who were actually in New York when it happened, it was truly a absolutely terrifying sight to see. And really, pretty much the whole world was just in shock, in terror, just seeing the images of the towers burning. And for me, there was there was definitely one thing that even still today, still in ways haunts me, just sends me chills down my spine and just makes my skin crawl. And it is that of when the towers were still burning. It was it was pretty much of the people who were trapped above the impact sites of the towers, knowing that you see those people just out the windows, just pleading with somebody coming to their aid to rescue them. But then as time progressed, those people all the way up there were realizing that they were realizing that nobody was going to be able to come and rescue them. So the people above the impact site, they really had no other option left but to just end it quickly. And what I mean is that they just decided that all hope was lost. So they went to the windows, stood on top of those windowsills. They splayed their arms out and just took a leap straight down to the streets below to to their deaths. And trust me, when seeing the images and videos of those people leaping from the buildings, it oh it still gives me chills all throughout my body and just make my skin crawl just knowing that those people above the impact site, they had no hope of ever being rescued. So they just had no other choice but to go straight down themselves. And then of course, after after the towers were burning for about an hour and 40 minutes, they too fell. Both buildings collapsed, and pretty much in total, after the day was done, after the smoke had cleared, the dust had settled and cleared, all there was left was just nothing more than a big pile of rubble of what used to be the towers, and that portion of the Pentagon that collapsed. Pretty much in total, 2,977 people lost their lives that day. And there was one other image that I can remember, was that one image of that one fire truck that was heading its way towards the towers, knowing that it was going to be the last call that they ever made, or the last call they ever responded to. And even still today, 24 years later, there are still people who are in disbelief that something like this ever even happened. And they still look back on that day realizing what happened and really knowing that nobody in America has ever forgotten what happened that day and will continue to never forget what happened on that day. And the fact that there was so much smoke, so much dust and debris that even those up all the way up in the International Space Station when they flew by, they were able to easily see all the smoke and dust that came from the complex. Because I know there is images showing what the people up in the International Space Station saw. But yeah, there's like a whole lot more that I could talk about, but that would just leave this video going on for way too long. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing of what happened. So I hope you all pretty much got this little history lesson for those who don't know what happened because again, I was only 9 years old when all of this went down. But yeah, I believe this will pretty much do it for this video. So if you guys, I guess, more or less so liked what I had to say or not, or if you pretty much took solace in knowing of what happened, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to leave your comments below on your thoughts about this whole thing. And I guess if you liked this, you can leave a like or not. And if you want to see more, really more so upbeat content from me, you're more than welcome to subscribe. And if not, that's that's all fine by me. So thank y'all so much for watching, and my my sincerest condolences to every single person who lost their lives that day, and pretty much to the family and friends of those people who died that day. Massive, sincerest condolences to you all, and to all the first responders and firefighters who lost their lives that day as well. Condolences to you as well, and to the family and friends of those first responders as well. I know that you people will will just never ever forget what happened that day. So once again, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you guys whenever I decide to upload again.